Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, I'm back. I know, I said probably maybe not until later next week I'd come back, but gotta say, I miss doing this. It became a real big part of my early morning routine, was to bring you guys my thoughts on music that you share with me. And so that being said, let's just get right into it. This is a band called Cellar Darling. This is coming from Patreon. And the name of the song is Stand By, Drown. So I looked up a little bit about Cellar Darling, and apparently this is a three-piece that was part of another band in Switzerland. And then in like 2016 they broke off and did their own thing. And have been very successful apparently doing what they're doing. And they're still presently together, which is always a good thing. So I look forward to listening to this. However, this track, let me see when this track was done. It says it was done in 2019, so this is fairly new. I keep on forgetting we're almost, we're 2022 and doing the math and stuff like that. I don't need to do math anymore at my age. Math does me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your support as usual. Let's do this. This is Cellar Darling this is Drown by Cellar Darling. I got to get it going. Come on, it's been about 10 days since I've done this. Okay, let's do this. All right. Well, this is a way to come back to doing a reaction after a while, is to get my head loaded with so many different visuals that are being created by this track. First, that opening instrument. Not too sure what that is. I mean, it sounds like it's a string instrument, but maybe culturally or to that area. I might be a composer, but I don't know. I don't know squat about cultural instruments around the world. From different cultures, different areas of the world. I love the rhythmical arrangement of that that what they're playing, that pattern. You know, that vibe already started me at least counting off, going, okay, where are we going to go from this? And then I decided, well, I'm not going to try to figure that out because usually I'm wrong when I do anyhow. But they gave the whole opening was very ethereal and very wide and stuff. So of course I didn't know what to anticipate. And of course, since people are suggesting it on my channel, there's got to be elements of rock, and they did not disappoint. They came in really super dark and heavy. But what I loved about the guitar playing and the tones of the guitar and the writing is a very unique, once again tying into the rhythmic pattern of what was opening and stuff, a very unique approach to the rhythmical work on it. But I was really taken back by her voice. At the very beginning, it kind of had this kind of frou-frou style kind of whimsical melody to it. And then as the power comes in, she still maintains this really great tone in her voice, but then gets really deep with the harmonies that she's working with. Excuse me. And the other thing is too is the ambience and the ethereal setup of everything. Even though there's really great rhythmical arrangements going on, I really love how they played with the chord changes that they're really taking me through this da 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 da, or whatever the case is, something of that nature. It's just it's powerful. The track is powerful, but the melodic content and the rhythmical arrangement and the chord changes are really taking me through this really super sweet little journey right now. I'm gonna get a little more deeper into this in a little bit, but I think it's because this is my first time back for a while that I've really just started soaking into the music a little more, not get overly analytic at the very beginning, and then I'll save it for a little bit later. But that's just where I'm at right now, so let's continue. Gotta stop there, man. What a great dynamics in the production, what they just did there. Because I'm not reading lyrics, I am hearing what she's saying, but I want to go back really quick to her voice. What I love that I'm hearing thus far is the fact that she's kept her textures in how she's singing. Since it's the first time I'm listening to them, I don't know how far out the vocalist changes up, the performance, gets grittier or headier or something in other tracks or in the discography. But I love how she's keeping her texture and everything just spot on. and the music has taken us, the changes, the chord changes has taken taken me on this tug of war of the feeling of drowning. Like that blissful little, probably 30 seconds that we heard that had the nice little arpeggiation going and everything, and then there was that little warm analog pad in the background. Just was like that point to me where, for me as a surfer, being underwater, actually, when I'm swimming and stuff and I'm underwater, there is that kind of vibe and sensation. So personally, it dialed into me and stuff. But then they come in with that really hard and it powers back, and I'm thinking she's coming in and she's gonna know, wait a second, this is my journey and it goes like this. But the experience around what she's feeling is the intensity of the music that's being played. Also, I love the fact that they just went out of this, was it 3/4 or 6/8 kind of a vibe. And I love when musicians, when bands and stuff will take you on this kind of, 3/4, 6/8. It's a waltz. Da, 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 da. It kind of makes you do this kind of thing. And then all of a sudden they square it back up. I love that kind of stuff. And it's really important to me as a listener, to get that journey out of it. And I love how they're letting us sink into patterns. It's so important for me when I'm listening to stuff, is how they sink into the pattern, letting us time to kind of get involved in a section. Whereas some prog rock bands and stuff like that will really do incredible work, but it's like 6 bars of this, 8 bars of this, 4 bars of this, 8 bars of this, 6 bars of this, and you don't really get a chance to really soak in. And this is what this has given us here. So let me go back just a little bit. Wow, what a great ending. I just want to finish up by saying 2 things. One, it kind of felt like there were some things that she did with her harmony constructions that just gave me a little bit of a Ginger vibe, the band Ginger. And not one does before the other kind of a thing. It's just that I really, really love Ginger's compositions and arrangements and stuff like that, and especially vocal arrangements. And there's a uniqueness between the two, obviously, as performers, but the arrangements when, I'm sorry, I'm spacing, the lead singer from Ginger writes her harmonies when she has her clean voice before she goes into her dark growling voice. Very similar, nice, beautiful clusters and stuff. And so I wanted to say that. And then finally, just without a doubt, I have to listen to more of this band because I'm really curious to hear more of the arrangements. But here's something that I noticed at the last second. Maybe you saw me. I was checking something. I know that there was bass there, But it seems like, you know, the members sometimes, multiple, well, the drummer plays the drums, but there are some overdubs, there obviously is some layering. I did mention the fact that I did hear pad, I did hear sequences and stuff that were going on. And then I started going, am I missing the bass here? And I'm not too sure. And sometimes it just depends on the arrangement. You know, it's not all about the bass taking any kind of a front seat, if you would, in a song or something like that. But I didn't hear anything jump out at me from the bottom end. You know me, because I'm always going do 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 do, like, oh man, listen to that nice little turnaround the bass did there against the guitar, you know, pattern, stuff like that. And so it seems like a lot of the bottom end really relied on the darker and heavy chugging. But even though they did some, he did some really nice. You saw me going do do do, you know, and he was. He would play a chord, but then hold out for a second, and then just fill in. Like the 7 and the 9 or something, that last little bit that he would fill in, stuff like that. It wasn't all just about single note riff work, you know. So anyhow, that's excuse me. See, clearing the throat, clearing the mind for the reactions, and so I'm glad to be back and doing this. Like usual, I want to thank you for your support. This was a Patreon pick, and yeah, that's how we're doing it today. So you guys take care. Have a killer day. Aloha. All right.